Greetings and thank you for tuning in to MCG Wellness and You, a wellness journey platform to educate, influence, inspire, and motivate you to a happier and healthier life. We are here to benefit your body, soul, and spirit, assisting you along your You journey. Join us as we explore the many avenues along this journey to self-care, self-love, lifestyles, adventures, health, wellness, finance, credit, and so much more. We are all about the total package of you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this segment. Happy listening. Be well. Disclaimer alert. Please be advised that the information that you're about to listen to is simply here for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only, and not to be considered or taken as legal, medical, or professional advice. It is awesome that we're in another segment of MCG Wellness and You. As you know, wellness encompasses a whole lot of different things about you, whether it's your health, your physical, emotional well-being, your environment. There's so many levels of wellness. Well, I'm here today to share with you about some beauty tips and personal care. And I'm very excited with the young lady that I have who is an owner of a cosmetic business and her own personal products. And I'm going to allow her to share with you a lot of those products, the treatments that she has, a whole lot more. So without further ado, I would just like to say welcome to Cheri.
Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Cheri Brice, and I am the owner of Cheri Cosmetics. We are an all-natural, handmade skincare and body care business that I created. I make all the products myself, and something I've been doing for about 2 years now.
Okay. And I love what you just stated. They're handmade. They're natural products, because a lot of times when we think about cosmetics, makeup, skincare, there's a lot of different additives in the products that we're not even aware of, we can't even pronounce. So being that these are natural products is very, very important. So I'm glad that you are on that platform of natural.
Yes, that was something that I definitely, when I knew I wanted to start the business, that I wanted to encompass natural products, because there are so many different chemicals that go into skincare that you just never know what's actually going into your skin. So I wanted something to be that I could create that could be as clean as possible and healthy, inside and out.
Wow. And that inside and out is a very potent statement, because a lot of people just think that what I eat and drink becomes a part of me. But no, what you eat, drink, apply to your skin, apply to your hair, those things become a part of you. So it can either negatively affect you or positively affect you. So the more natural, the more of the earth that it is, the better for you. So yes, you're on an awesome path. So thank you for being that.
Thank you.
Before we go further, I have had the pleasure of knowing your mom, who was one of my managers for years, and she always spoke highly of her babies, you and your brother. And when it came to you, she gave us a little history about your name. So if you would, before we move forward in your business, if you can share with our audience how your name came about.
So yes, my dad, he was a singer. He always used to sing Stevie Wonder's My Cherie Amour, and he always told my mom if he ever had a daughter, that's what her name would be. So I got my name from that song, My Cherie Amour, Stevie Wonder.
See, it's an awesome story, because I love history behind names. A lot of people just name their children any name, but when there's a namesake or a reason for that name, that's so important. That's a teaching tool right there for a lot of people who are getting ready to name their babies or getting ready to have a baby. So thank you for that. And if I'm not mistaken, Amour means
love or beloved. Yep.
yes. So thank you for that. So and I would have to ask, so what better name to give your business than your name? So
Absolutely.
how did you come up with that conclusion? I mean, was it just an automatic, okay, this is me and this is what I want to be, this is what I want to give the world, or was there other names that you had thought about prior to that?
I knew I wanted to incorporate my name somehow, as well as kind of like my dad's legacy. He actually passed away when I was 14. So I knew when I was creating the business, I wanted to give kind of honor to him as well. So, since he did name me, and where he got the name from, it kind of all fit together to put it all together. Plus, this business is like my first love, essentially, something that I did myself for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So, it kind of all encompassing.
Okay, that's awesome. That because again, like I said, it's a namesake, your name, and then your business just carry on your father's legacy. So I would have never known that just by looking at the name. So thank you for that history behind that, because
Yes.
there's always a purpose for everything, and that makes it more exciting and more inviting because of the history and the love behind the name of your business. Now, you said it's been about 2 years that you've had the business up and running. What made you decide to go into business? Was it a personal trial or personal experience that said, okay, now I'm going to do this for myself? Or was it just something that was a hobby that you was working with and you said, okay, we can, mature this a little bit more? What made you
So
decide?
a little bit of both. So I've always been kind of into beauty, makeup, skincare. I knew that I wanted to better understand skincare, and I've always thought about kind of owning my own makeup business. So I did go to school to be a licensed esthetician. 2 years next month, actually.
Okay.
So during that process, I learned a lot about ingredients and the skin itself. And before that, I had kind of been playing around with a few different products that I would make for myself, and everyone said, hey, you should sell this. This is amazing. I started with one oil. My mom and my dad were like my biggest testers, and they were like, you should sell this. And I really didn't take it seriously until I graduated from school. Because prior to that, I had gone through 2 back-to-back kind of serious personal losses in my life, and was kind of trying to figure out what's next, what's my next move. Trying to just motivate myself to get back in the groove of things. And I feel like if I hadn't have gone through those experiences, I wouldn't have ever given myself that push. I realized how strong I was out of those experiences. So it was more or less, okay, let me stop, being scared to try it and just do it. I know that, even if it doesn't work, I'm not afraid to fail. I had to get the mentality, or get out of the mentality of fear, and then just take that leap of faith.
Okay, so again, it was a self journey.
Absolutely.
Kind of what I spoke about initially. I can't teach someone else to do something if I haven't experienced it myself. So
Absolutely.
just part of a personal journey, and having that push. That word push has been coming up very often. As a lot of people are sharing with me that their ideas, their businesses, their whatever they're doing, there was a push that got them started, that jump started them. So the losses, the losses in your life allowed you to be in preparation. So they were preparing
Absolutely.
you for where you are now, and so you have a story to tell, a testimony. So everything that you are doing is a testimony of who you've become, and so that in itself speaks for itself.
Thank you.
So who would you say is your biggest market? Is there a certain clientele that you're catering to?
It started out with one product, which was a beard oil, because my husband's a barber, so we wanted something that he could use in the barber shop as well. From that, I developed my biggest selling product, which is a lavender facial oil. So for the most part, my biggest, market is, I'd say, women in their 20s, 30s, but we have kind of branched out to include a full men's line now. So I do have a nice market within, I'd say, 20s, 30s, men and women, just because I feel like those are the people that are really focused on their skincare now. We're getting to that age where okay, I need to start taking care of my skin. Maybe I didn't do it when I was younger, and I realized how important it is now that I've hit my 30s, going into my 40s. But definitely more so women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, I would say.
Okay, okay. Now, I've noticed on your site, and your mom also pushes your your videos as well. You do a lot of self treatments as far as the facials and how to apply the makeup. Do you also educate your clients, the ones that are purchasing from you? Is that something that you extend to them? As far as, again, I can go and buy whatever and just put it on, or do you help me understand what it is I'm using and how to apply it?
So absolutely, on the website itself, all the products have descriptions of how to best use them, kind of the order to use them. But I'm also an open book. I'm very active on my social media platforms, so my customers know they can always email me or message me to any advice that they may need, as far as the best type of products, the order to put them in, what to do, what not to do. I'm very much an open book, and I do interact a lot with my customers, because at the end of the day, it's not about the money to me. It's really about helping create a solution for my customers, because I was once them who struggled with my skin and didn't know where to turn. So I'm definitely like to be an open book for my customers.
Okay, okay, which is good to know. Now, with I know with the way things are right now, we're kind of unable to do a lot of face to face and a lot of hands on. But in the past, have you done like workshops or mini workshops with individuals in showing your processes and showing the treatment plans? Is that something that you've done or something that you consider to do?
I actually do offer. I offer virtual and face-to-face kind of consultations and
Okay.
one-on-one lessons, whether it be makeup applications, skin consultations. I do offer those as well. There's actually a link on my site to like the services that I offer, because I do still offer a limited amount of facial services, makeup services. So one of those options is like a face-to-face or virtual consultation or makeup application lesson.
Okay, okay, which is good because, again, we go and shop and buy things, and it tells you how to use, but we don't tend to always apply it or use it like it says. But if I
Right.
have that outlet where I can reach back and say, okay, tell me again what I'm doing with this. Am I doing it correctly? So that is very good information to know that you are hands on in the event that I need additional assistance or additional coaching, basically.
Absolutely.
Now, I know that your market is 20 and above, because your mom and I, we're above that 30. You said 20 to 30, but we're not excluded. I understand, but do you recommend? Now we have a lot of young girls. Like with me,
Hmm.
I started doing makeup when I was like 12 or 13, just dabbling and just self taught kind of thing, using probably the wrong products, whatever. But I was a teenager when I started it. As I got older, I moved away from actually doing makeup and just became more natural, just um, the treatments of my skin. But do
Hmm.
you do anything, or do you recommend anything for teenagers who are trying to use makeup or using makeup? Is that something that you've ever thought about doing?
It has. One of my really good friends has a teen who uses my skincare products, so I've definitely thought about kind of expanding into the teen market specifically. I pride all of my products in being family friendly,
Okay.
and I feel like those teenage years are really crucial for skincare, because a lot of us at that age have no idea what to do, and we're seeing all these different products online and the internet, and can get a lot of misinformation. So it's definitely been something that I've been toying with. I do want to figure out how to, whether it be a virtual workshop or like a one-on-one workshop,
Mm-hmm.
kind of do something for not just teen girls, but just teens in general.
Right.
Proper skincare, proper application, and just kind of giving them the correct information at a younger age, and not having to go back and fix mistakes they've made, when they get older, which is what I probably, could have definitely benefited from when I was younger, is using products that I thought were good for me that really weren't, and were making
Mm-hmm.
my skin worse.
And that is a very vulnerable age, the teenagers, because their skin is still developing. And like you said, they'll see something online, they'll see something that a friend is using, and their skin is still trying to, grow and
Yes.
mature, but they're using these products, and like you said, they're damaging their skin. So when they become an older an adult, they got to go back and retract and fix that. So yes, that is something that I have a teenage son. I don't have any teenage girls, but that is something that girls go through with their skin, their bodies changing, and they've got all these things going on. And then when they want to do makeup, it makes it worse. So
Absolutely.
that is a
Yes.
very good sweet spot to be able to educate those young women, even if it's like you said, you have a client now. You're one of her daughter, her teenager, is following or using your product. So even if it starts there as mom daughter kind of thing, and then it
Right.
branches out. But yeah, that's a very good position to be able to help our youth, because like you said, they get a lot of misinformation on a lot of different topics. So being able to give them the truth about something, hopefully will help them stay on the right path.
Absolutely. Yes.
Now I have to ask this question. I could probably imagine your answer, but I don't know. But with your business and with your self care, with your everyday life, who or what has been your biggest motivator?
My mom, she has literally been my biggest fan from day one. We joke and I say that she's my personal assistant because she does everything for me outside of, making the products. Just because, I still work a full-time job plus run my business, and any testing I may need done, any kind of paperwork I may need done, she does my books for me. She's definitely been my biggest push, not even just with this business, just life in general, because I've seen
Mm,
her go through her own personal struggles and, kind of come out on top.
right.
So, definitely her, just her, she's the most positive person I've ever met in my entire life. And I'm not just saying that because she's my mom.
Oh no, yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Exactly.
Yeah, she is. She is.
So just her personality, just her, you know, she never gives up. She's always, instilling into me and my brother to
Hmm.
always go after our dreams. So she's definitely been my biggest motivator and biggest support.
Yes, and she definitely is. Like I said, when I met her, when I had the opportunity to work with her, she was more than just my boss. She was a friend, but she never missed a time to talk about her babies. You guys were her heartbeat, and then the grandson, and
Yep.
and now you have a family, and I'm
hmm
sure she feels the same way about your husband's babies as well.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. Those are
so
all of the she loves her babies. Those are her babies. Yes.
So I could imagine, like I said, I probably could have answered that question for you, but I didn't want to be wrong. I'm like, okay, maybe there's a little, maybe there's something else or somebody else. But yeah, I totally commend her for the hand that she had in motivating and pushing you and becoming where you are. Because yeah, I've watched you over the years. As a teenager, I met you, but and
Yes.
I've seen you grow. But I know that has a part to do with mommy. So thank you, mommy.
Absolutely.
Um, with wellness, I always share that, like I started at the beginning, it's a total package. It's more than just your health and your physical. It's everything that encompasses you. How would you say that your products have impacted the total man, the total woman? Because you've touched both markets. How would you say that your products have impacted them?
I definitely feel like I've created a solution, an easy solution. A lot of times when we think about self care, skincare, it can a lot of times just be confusing. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to use. So I really wanted to create something that was easy to use, that was easy to follow, that was going to be good for you inside and out. Because, like you stated earlier, people don't realize what you're putting on top of your skin is seeping into your skin.
Exactly.
So I wanted to be sure that I could create something that was safe, that, was family friendly, that you didn't have to worry about, oh, is this going to irritate my skin? Is this going to, have an adverse reaction?
Mm-hmm.
So creating, a full solution that was easy to follow, easy, and, ease of use was definitely, key components when I started creating my products, because I wanted it to be simple. I didn't want it to be complicated, because especially when I branched out into the male market, a lot of men don't take care of their skin, don't have the time to really focus on their skin.
Right.
So creating something easy enough that they could do a 1, 2, or 3 step, kind of routine, was definitely important to me.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Now, with running a business, and like you said, you have a full-time job, you're a wife and you're a mom.
Yes.
There's a lot of hats that you wear. I know that there has been some stress levels that have, pushed you on the opposite end. How do you handle the stress that comes with running the business and wearing the other hats? What is something that helps you bring it all back in and just, get back into that special place?
For me, a lot of it is my faith, being able to just step away, spend my time with God, and then kind of regroup and get back into it, as well as having, that support system to motivate me, to keep pushing me, to offload any of the issues that I may be having or struggling with, has definitely been something that's helped me a lot. Not doing it by myself, even if it's me making the products, I still have that sounding board, that support system to just listen or just to talk to if things get just, too hard for me.
Okay. Now back to making your products. With natural products, usually there is a shelf life. So is there a shelf life for your product? Do you mass produce? Do you just make products as they're needed? How do you go about doing that with natural?
So I struggled with that for a long time because I didn't want something that would be hard to ship, like you had to refrigerate. And I also didn't want to have a bunch of products sitting around, because although I do use a natural preservative, I don't use a lot of preservatives.
Okay.
So I don't mass produce. Most of what I do is made to order, or I'll do small batches. I really feel like natural products, although my products can last probably 3 to 6 months, some of them even longer, I don't like them sitting on a shelf for any amount of time if it's not being sold. I want it to be as fresh as it can when it gets to the customer. So it is a little bit more work involved because I do have to kind of make everything as it comes in. But I'm very specific on not wanting to put dangerous or, chemical based preservatives in my product. So I stick to very small batch, if not made to order products.
Okay. And again, that is a very important aspect of your products because, again, the preservatives, the chemicals that would preserve it for a lifetime or a longer shelf life, it actually takes the potency out of the product.
Absolutely.
So that's good to hear. So hopefully our listeners are taking heed to this, that the products that you have are very natural or true natural, and they don't just say natural, because we've come across that as well. It'll say natural, but then when you read it, it's got, an extra additive to help it with the shelf life preservative.
Exactly, yes. And even though, a lot of my products can last past that 3 to 6 month mark, I wouldn't advise it.
Right. Just
because natural products do break down a little bit quicker because they don't have those stabilizers in them. So to get the best potency, to get the best, placed at where your product is going to work the best, at 3 to 6 months is what I recommend.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that you have the beard oil, and you have there's other things that you have. Can you share just a simple list of some of the products that you have? Because I think you said you had a full men's line as far as what you have. So just sharing with us what some of those products are for both men and women.
So for the women's side, our biggest sellers and the kind of products that I started with would be our lavender oil, which is a facial oil that is good for all kinds of irritation, acne marks, calming the skin, but has also been used as insect repellent. It's helping a nighttime oil to help you sleep. It has so many different uses that I've discovered from my customers. One of my customers even used it when she was pregnant, just to soothe her, to help her sleep. So then we have my whipped shea butter, which is another one of my original products and one of my best sellers. As well as we have quite a few different facial masks and facial cleansers. And those, I would say, are kind of the staples to that side of the business. As far as the men's line, everything is really geared towards any kind of like razor burn,
Mm.
irritation that a lot of, guys deal
Mm-hmm.
with. So the
Mm-hmm.
beard oil, bump attack, which is an astringent that a lot of guys use after they get a haircut or they shave
Mm-hmm.
to kind of prevent any kind of irritation or razor burn, as well as, we have body soaps, and we have body soaps specifically for, for men. We have our King Sleep line, which is catered towards men and helping them to relax at night.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A lot of times you see, the women's stuff, the lavender this, the lavender that, but not all men want to smell like flowers and roses.
Right.
So it was important for me to create something for the guys to relax and have their own self-care as well.
Okay. Okay. And the products are on your site. So
Yes.
before I move forward, let me go ahead and get you to give us your website where they can see these products, purchase these products, and also any social media contacts that you have where they can contact you or reach out to you. If you can just give us those.
Sure. So the website is Cheri Amore Cosmetics. So CheriAmor Cosmetics .com. And that has the full list of all of my products. I do ship as well as local delivery in the Raleigh area. And that also has links to my makeup and facial business as well.
Okay.
And then all of my social media is Cheri Amore Cosmetics. Instagram, it's all one word. And then on Facebook, it's broken down Cheri space Amore space Cosmetics.
Okay. Okay. And that's, again, we pray that our listeners will reach back out because education is very important to whatever you do to your body. Being able to use makeup or treatment products that are healthy for me as well as serving the purpose of what I intended. So I truly commend you for stepping into this platform with the natural, the more, less additive because that is very important in these days and time. Everybody's looking for health conscious, whether it's what they eat, what they put on, or what they apply. So this is a very awesome business that you have, and I intend to be a repeat customer. Again, at my age now, I don't wear makeup, but I still treat my skin. So I would definitely be coming back to you for some things that even the facial or the lavender. I haven't tried it yet, but again, I've heard some good things about it. So I definitely will be making a purchase for myself. If there was one thing that you could say or share with our listening audience about being an entrepreneur, being in your own business, to encourage them, they may have something that they've started, but they have a fear of moving forward, not understanding how to move forward. What is something that you would share with them to encourage them that has helped you move forward on your platform?
Definitely just go for it. A lot of, my hesitation was, there's so many different skincare companies out there. There's so many different brands. Where will I fit? And I just had to go for it. Not being afraid that, I wouldn't have a market, and just going for it. There's enough room out there for everybody to get to eat, essentially.
Yes.
Figuring out what puts you or separates you from the masses, and just going forward and not being afraid of failure. If you fail, okay, get up and try it again. But not being afraid to actually start, and not being afraid that there isn't room for you, because there's room for everybody out there. Especially during this past year, it's important, if you have an idea, use it. Don't let it just waste, don't let it just waste away. Just kind of jump out there and go after it, and don't be afraid of what the outcome is, because you'll never know until you try.
Exactly. And the statement you made that, everybody will eat, because there's an audience that you will reach that if I was in cosmetics, I wouldn't reach. But our clientele could be totally different. So I'm glad you stated that don't be afraid that, okay, there's already 1,000, people doing this, I'm not going to do it, because there's somebody that you will reach that others can't. So
Absolutely.
Thank you for that. Thank you. And I truly thank you again for stepping out to be a part of our podcast. Again, it's just a platform for you to be able to put your voice and your testimony, because somebody else can learn from you. So again, thank you for taking out of your schedule to be a part of this.
Definitely thank you for having me.
And there will be additional segments that we will have. We would love to bring you back on another time for another segment. I do have a couple panels that will be put together, so a couple of those I want to reach back out to you as well. So again,
Absolutely, I would love to.
it's been an honor and a privilege just to hang out with you for these few minutes. you know.
Thank you. I've definitely enjoyed myself, and I definitely appreciate, this type of platform just to allow me to have that space.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. So, again, to our listeners, we thank you for tuning in one more time to this segment of MCG Wellness and You. And we ask that you will reach back out to Cheri with questions, comments, purchases of her products. Trust me, you will be satisfied. You will truly be satisfied. So, thank you again, listeners. Happy listening. Be well.